When my daddy left home when I was 3, he didn't leave much for money. Just this old guitar and an empty cask of booze. I don't blame him for he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was just before he left, that old man, he named me Sue. Boy named Sue, a boy named Sue, tell me what's a boy to do? One thing I can tell you, life is hard for a boy named Sue. I grew up quick, I grew up mean, my fists got hard, my wits got keen. I roamed from town to town, all alone to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars, I'd search the ports, I'd search the bars, find and kill that awful man who said that was my name. 'Twas Nassau Port in mid-July, I'd just hit dock, my throat was dry. Thought I'd stop to find a lass and have myself a brew. In tavern dark before my eyes, they're rolling cups in liar's dice. Armed from tip to tail, sat the man who named me Sue. Boy named Sue, boy named Sue, tell me what's a boy to do? One thing I can tell you, life is hard for a boy named Sue. I took this dog for my own sweet dad from a painting that my mother had. I saw his scar from long before and that shifty wooden eye. His back was bent, hair grey and old. I looked at him, my blood ran cold, said, my name's Sue, how do you do? Now you're condemned to die. I hit him hard betwixt the eyes, he went down, but to my surprise, pulled a knife from out his boot and off came my left ear. I dusted a chair across his teeth, we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking, gouging, throwing hands through blood and mud and beer. Boy named Sue, a boy named Sue, tell me what's a boy to do? One thing I can tell you, life is hard for a boy named Sue. I tell you I fought tougher men, but I cannot remember when. The man I fought was so distraught, he bit like crocodile. I heard him laugh, I heard him cuss, he went for his gun, I drew mine first, his gun went down, his head came up, and then I saw him smile. Said, son, you fought one hell of a fight, now I know that you got a claim to the right to fire your gun until I'm done, there's no blame if you do. But a thank you would do before I die for the salt in your heart and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the one, the scurvy dog, the man that named you Sue. Boy named Sue, a boy named Sue, tell me what's a boy to do? One thing I can tell you, life is hard for a boy named Sue. I got choked up, threw down my gun, I called him pa, he called me son. He went his way, I went mine with a different point of view. And his face sometimes come back to me when my crew sets sail out on the sea. But if I have a son, I swear I'll be done with the legacy of Sue. Boy named Sue, a boy named Sue, tell me what's a boy to do? One thing I can tell you, life is hard for a boy named Sue.